Shakeup on campus. UT Austin's president is stepping down from the helm of the 40 acres. The new plans he's taking on later this year and what this means for the Longhorns.
As winter weather envelops much of the country, North Texas braces for impact while also making some preparations to host one of the biggest events in college football. We start today with a live look outside where you can see some sunshine over downtown Austin, and those sunny skies are a bit deceiving with temperatures hovering in the 40s this afternoon.
And joining us now is KXAN Chief Meteorologist Nick Bannon telling us a big update on the threat of wintry weather.
Yeah, the last 24 hours we've started to see a warmer and slower shift in our potential wintry mix for later this week that will likely mean that more of us end up with just plain good old-fashioned rain. So here are the updates on the storm as we see things today. And of course, there's still some wiggle room for some additional adjustments before the precipitation arrives. But a slower arrival allows the atmosphere to warm a little bit more. And we also think it's going to be warmer at the surface as well, which means fewer of us are at risk for icing. And that means more rain and less ice, or less of a wintry mix. Still, some of us will be watching out for some slippery spots, and icing is not removed from our forecast completely. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Outside right now, it is still cold. We should be in the low 60s. We're in the mid 40s, and with a little bit of a wind, it feels like the low 40s and the upper 30s outside. Just some scattered clouds working slowly northeast through the area. Soon we'll be back to mostly clear again, and then more clouds will start to thicken up later on tonight. 41 at 7 and dry, 37 at 9, down to 35 at 11. And guess what? We've got yet another freeze on the way tonight. We'll show you the temperatures you start your morning with tomorrow as what's otherwise going to be a cold yet quiet Wednesday. We'll update you on the storm for Thursday, how much rain, sleet, freezing rain and snow to expect in Central Texas.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. And this winter weather could impact Longhorn fans traveling to North Texas for the Cotton Bowl game in Arlington on Friday.
And Sophia Beausoleil spoke with officials as they pay close attention to the forecast. Organizers say they are monitoring the weather and have a game plan just in case. But as of right now, everything remains the same. And the 89th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic will take place right here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington on Friday. As crews prepare for the Cotton Bowl, where the University of Texas and Ohio State University will battle it out for the college football playoff semifinal game, Longhorns and Buckeyes fans traveling to AT&T Stadium may have to make some adjustments as the chance for a wintry mix increases.
What a bummer. Of course, just feels like that snow just had to come now. It's like, oh, I couldn't have waited a week. But yeah, I mean, I still plan on being there.
Nicole Williamson and her husband live in Austin, are huge Longhorn fans, and haven't missed a game this season.
I love this team. Got to go watch them play at Michigan this year. Got to go to the SEC championship.
The couple plan on driving up to the Cotton Bowl on Friday, but are now considering arriving the day before.
So even if it takes us like 7 hours driving, I'd rather do it and get there than not get to go at all.
Everything's staying the same right now, but we're obviously looking at the weather and hope Mother Nature plays to our advantage.
Scotty Rogers is the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic's Vice President of Communications and says kickoff is still set for 6:30 p.m. on Friday.
Getting to the game may be a challenge, but once you're in the game, it's 72 and sunny.
He says as they keep an eye on the weather, they're in constant talks with local authorities and stadium officials. Rogers says they have a contingency plan if they need to make any changes, and they'll let everyone know.
And we just hope Mother Nature allows us to get everybody to the stadium safely, and then they can enjoy what's going to be a great college football game.
And that was Sophia Beausoleil reporting. Going in depth right now, this isn't the first time Arlington has had to make last-minute winter preparations ahead of a big football game. Back in 2011, North Texas dealt with a smattering of icy weather as it played host to Super Bowl 45. Ahead of the game, TxDOT brought in crews to clear the roads, but those crews couldn't stop the ice that accumulated and fell from the top of AT&T Stadium. As Arlington firefighters chipped away at the ice less than a day before kickoff, 6 people, including NFL contract workers and a journalist, went to the hospital after falling snow and sheets of ice hit them.
And with all eyes on this forecast, Travis County is getting ready for whatever may happen. At this morning's commissioners meeting, they got updates on what is being done. And County Emergency Management is reminding parents to make sure their children are ready for the cold by bundling up on Thursday morning. Now, in the meantime, they are just ready and waiting.
I want everyone to remain weather aware. County departments are, of course, taking preparedness steps in case there are any impacts to roads, dealing with operations around warming centers, etc.
And the county is also reminding people to just have a plan just in case you lose power, though ERCOT has said it expects normal grid conditions. Well, after a tumultuous year, the University of Texas at Austin now needs to find a new president.
Earlier today, UT Austin President Jay Hartzell announced he will step down as president, and he's going to another Texas university. KXAN's Kevin Bosker is at the UT campus. So, Kevin, what more can you tell us about the situation?
Well, President Hartzell has announced that this upcoming spring semester will be his last at UT, and he said that he is joining SMU starting in the summer. And we talked to students here on campus, and so far the reaction has been a little mixed. A bombshell announcement.
It was definitely surprising. I'm shocked. I wasn't expecting this.
UT President Jay Hartzell has been a Longhorn for decades, serving as UT's president since 2020, a faculty member since 2001, and before that, a student, graduating in 1988.
And I think there was a lot of kind of moments that were leading up to this. To be honest, it was like not that shocking.
Hartzell's time as UT president came with its controversies. After violent protest on campus, last May, about 20% of UT faculty members signed a no-confidence letter. It stated Hartzell, quote, violated our trust and claimed that he was unresponsive to faculty and students' concerns.
I do think on the Palestinian protest, that was a little bit hard on the students. I think the way that he handled that was a little bit strong.
I think people just kind of saw the UT's reaction, the overcorrection to SB 17, and they ultimately were like, I don't know if that's where a lot of the staff align, and that's where the no confidence vote came from, to be honest.
Some students also felt that he had good intentions, and the departure means the school has some big shoes to fill.
Honestly, I'm pretty happy with the way UT is run.
I think he's definitely been pretty good at, maintaining the school, hosting these events that are really cool, and, giving students and staff a great opportunity and great experiences here.
So far, the university has not really figured out and shown a game plan in regards to who will replace Hartzell when he leaves in the summer. Now, back here on campus, it's not really bustling, but that will soon change as the semester for the spring semester starts on Monday. Reporting here live at the UT campus, my name is Kevin Bosker.
All right, Kevin, thank you so much. SMU is a private school, which means it's not subjected to the same state oversight as UT, a public institution. In a statement, Hartzell said he is, quote, honored to serve as the next president of an exceptional institution like SMU and is excited to see how he can make the greatest impact as a leader, end quote. Going in depth, there are some significant differences between UT Austin and SMU. According to SMU's website, as of fall 2024, they had about 12,000 students enrolled. At the same time, UT had almost 54,000. Their budgets are also vastly different. SMU's operating budget for the 2025 fiscal year is listed at just under $923 million. UT's budget, $4.35 billion. That's almost 5 times more than SMU.
And you heard in Kevin's story how more than 600 UT Austin faculty members signed a letter of no confidence in President Hartzell. Well, while no confidence votes don't really carry legal or official power, a study by the Chronicle of Higher Education found that of more than 230 no confidence votes going back to 1989, more than half of those presidents left office within a year of the vote. Hartzell's tenure at UT was 5 years, the same length as his predecessor, Gregory Fenves.
U.S. transportation officials are taking a close look at 2.6 million Teslas over crash reports related to a feature that allows people to move their cars remotely. According to Reuters, this follows an investigation launched into more than 2 million Teslas' full self-driving software in the wake of 4 reported crashes. And now the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is evaluating Tesla's Actually Smart Summon feature, which has reportedly failed to detect things such as parked vehicles and posts.
People in Northeast Austin will have a new way to get around starting next week as Cat Metro begins offering its pickup service in the area near Decker Lane and Colony Park. Now, pickup is basically like a ride share. You book a ride and then it takes you anywhere within that zone for the price of a bus ticket. The new Decker Zone pickup pickup zone opens on Monday. You can see the service area right there on this map. The area contains the University Hills, Austin Public Library, the Travis County Expo Center, and several schools. And then also, starting on Sunday, Cap Metro is changing several routes. Routes schedules. Officials say this will improve on-time performance and reliability. Digital reporter Kelsey Thompson has the details on all of this over at KXAN.com.
And taking you now to the U.S. Capitol Rotunda, where the late President Jimmy Carter's casket has arrived. A horse-drawn KXAN carried the former president from the U.S. Navy Memorial to the Capitol.
And as NBC's Alice Barr reports, the public will have the opportunity to pay their respects to the 39th president as he lies in state ahead of his funeral on Thursday.
A solemn journey to Washington today for the late President Jimmy Carter, who brought his signature smile to the White House in 1977 and left an impression well beyond his single presidential term, including on Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock.
How do you think the country can best remember him?
Jimmy Carter is an American hero and one of my favorite people. The man had a pure heart, and you know, he's close to a saint. And what I'd like people to ask themselves is, how many politicians would you say that about?
After stopping at the U.S. Navy Memorial to honor the late president's submarine service, the casket arrived by horse-drawn caisson to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol, with lawmakers paying their respects before opening to the public. The trip through Washington recalling Carter's choice to become the first president to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue during his inaugural parade, a sign of the openness he hoped to bring to the White House, though his time there was marked by the Iran hostage crisis and a troubled economy at home. His public service continued in the nation's longest post-presidency.
I have been reflecting on how, even after he left the White House, he had such an impact here in the United States and around the world.
Former President Carter built homes for the poor with Habitat for Humanity and championed global humanitarian causes alongside his wife and confidant, Rosalind Carter. He celebrated his 100th birthday in October, now capped by tributes to a life that began on a Georgia peanut farm and ended with a reach across the globe. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
All right, we'll turn into weather now, and another cold night ahead, Nick, as we await this winter blast that he said it's kind of pulling back a little bit.
Yeah, pulling back on the wintry side. What this could end up being ideal for us, where we get good chunk of rain, less wintry mix, and of course rain is what we like, and without the wintry mix, less in the way of icing concerns. But still a day to watch the new information come in, and some subtle adjustments will no doubt be made between now and Thursday. We're heading down to 29 degrees here tonight, so another widespread freeze on the way, despite the fact that a lot of clouds will be coming late in the night. Another cold night. So these are the temperatures you start with tomorrow morning. Upper 20s to low 30s in our eastern counties, middle and upper 20s in the metro, middle to lower 20s in the hill country. So another night, you want to remember the 4 Ps. We do recover a little bit to 44 tomorrow, but a cooler day tomorrow because of a lot of cloud cover around. I'm now starting to think that we get a little bit of blue sky tomorrow, which is why I've increased our high temperature expectations tomorrow a little bit. But it's still going to be a cold and mostly cloudy day here for your Wednesday. The storm that we've been talking about for about 8-9 days now is working its way through the western states. Huge fire concerns for Southern California thanks to very strong winds. But it's this storm that's going to be ejecting its energy and moisture toward Texas here as we get into Wednesday night and especially Thursday. The arrival time has slowed down a little bit, which should allow for a warmer storm for us. This is what early afternoon on Thursday could look like. Blue is snow, pink is freezing rain or sleet, and look where we are, mainly in the rain. Let's show you the close view now. So remember, a mostly cloudy day tomorrow, so we'll pick this up Wednesday night. That slower arrival of precipitation is going to mean that you're going to wait a little while before the steadier rain arrives where you are. But there could still be scattered showers and a scattered wintry mix for some, especially in the hill country, late Wednesday night, early Thursday. So portions of the hill country, some light freezing rain and sleet possible. The rest of us, scattered light showers Thursday morning. And for many of us, waking up and still dry. But we get wetter through the morning as the more widespread wet weather holds off until the middle of the day and especially Thursday afternoon. But remember, the green is rain, and we are looking for a cold rain for the metro. Still some concerns for some spotty freezing rain and sleet in the hill country. As temperatures slowly warm a little bit in the afternoon, you'll see the areas of pink shrinking as even more of the hill country turns toward a rain. And then the metro and our eastern counties, a soggy afternoon, even some thunderstorms possible in and amongst the downpours and wet weather here for the second half of the day. Still the chance for some spotty wintry mix in the hill country Thursday night. This looks like it's going to wrap up during the first few hours of Friday morning so that by the time you wake up, will be mainly dry. Low temperatures have been key to this forecast, and that Thursday morning low and Friday morning low have trended warmer. Now above freezing in Austin, but remember in the hill country, it's usually a little colder. So that's why we're still expecting, at least in some areas, a light ice accumulation. It looks to be less than 0.05 of an inch for most. There could still be some spotty light freezing rain in the metro, especially the western metro. In the hillier areas, it may be a little colder, but it's mostly going to be rain. How much rain? 1 to 1.5 inches for the metro and our eastern counties, just a little under an inch for the hill country. Just a few flakes of snow in the hill country here, but the highest chances for accumulating snow will be northern San Saba County, looking for a coating of snow then. So we all think this is going to be wrapping up here early Friday morning, mostly cloudy, 45, 50 Saturday, 60 on Sunday, a little cooler early next week, back in the 50s, but mainly dry.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. Well, now to a fast-moving brush fire in the Los Angeles area that has sent families fleeing amid what officials describe as life-threatening and destructive Santa Ana winds. The fire, which was first reported late this morning, has already grown to about 200 acres, according to the LA Fire Department. The blaze is threatening several communities dotting the canyons west of Pacific Palisades, and officials have ordered people living there to evacuate with their homes under, quote, immediate threat. People are seeing heavy smoke billowing into the sky for miles along the Pacific Coast Highway, and fire crews are also having to deal with those powerful Santa Ana winds, which have already brought down trees and could also topple power lines with winds whipping up to 80 miles per hour. An investigation is underway after 2 people were found dead inside the landing gear compartment of a JetBlue plane. It happened last night at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. JetBlue says crews discovered the bodies during a routine post-flight maintenance inspection. The plane originated in Jamaica and made stops in a few U.S. cities, eventually landing in Florida. Autopsies will determine the causes of death. Officials provided no details on the identities of the 2 people or how they may have gotten access to the plane. Well, coming up tonight on KXAN at 7 o'clock, it's Deal or No Deal Island, followed by The Irrational at 9 o'clock, before we're back for KXAN News at 10.
And of course, you can join us an hour earlier for KXAN News at 9 on CW Austin. Here's where to find us.